My name is Ryan, and this is my wife, Beth, and we live in the middle of nowhere in northern Minnesota.
When I was little, my parents did foster care, and so that's something that we've always wanted to do, and we knew foster care and adoption was a direction we wanted to head, so that's how we got started. We've had 3 kids. They've all started off as infants, and we are in the process of finalizing an adoption of our oldest, so she's been with us the whole time. And we've had 1 little guy go home, and otherwise we still have our youngest. Our kids, the dynamic for us with foster care is all of them have had special needs of some sort, so a lot of our time with them has been kind of trying to figure out what services they need, what medical professionals, and getting those things set up, and then just them joining in with our family. Our children from the beginning were pretty excited about doing foster care. Our son was about 5 years old, so they don't know a whole lot different. They understand we started the process with them, understanding that there are some kids who have parents who are learning about what a good choice is. And so for them having that understanding for bringing a kid into our home, they got it.
Yeah, and our daughter's done a really good job just phrasing it for us when we first started. She's like, well, right now they're family, and then at some point they're going to go home, and then we'll be friends.
You can overcommit to a lot of things, and so learning to say no sometimes, even to social workers, and most of the time they'll help you figure out a way to do it. And so that has been a challenge because I'm a people pleaser, so I typically say yes. And so it's taken a while over the last 3 years of kind of learning where those boundaries can be.
It's difficult sometimes sending them back into the situation. For us, the big piece is just knowing that God is always there, even if I can't be, that He's still got it under control, and just trusting that. So it's been a huge faith thing too. One of the biggest challenges being from a small community is just that you have to drive oftentimes because whatever you're going to isn't close. And so that's kind of a pain. There's some nice parts to it too, because you don't have to worry about running into people as much because typically you're not in the same community. And
I think you get a support network in the smaller town sometimes easier. People might not know the specifics of the cases that we're working with, but they understand the dynamics of time commitments and stuff, and so they're willing to jump in and help out. When we initially met, getting started in foster care, you kind of get to say like ages and abilities and what you feel like you're best at and what you feel like is kind of out of your league. And I have a background in special education, and so that kind of felt okay to me. That was something that we weren't closed off to. There are times where it's really difficult, but overall the good outweighs the frustrating parts or the bad days, and even with your own kids you have those bad days.
There's one time where we had our foster daughter's half-sister over, and she came over and wrote in chalk her name and then all of our names, and then just put equals family. And I mean, it's just so neat to see how all of a sudden you end up with this extra daughter that you didn't even realize you were going to get. We told ourselves that if we can just make a difference in one kid's life, even for a little bit, like that's it. That's all we can do. We can love them while they're in our house. And if we can make a difference for one child for a little while, then we've got to do that.
Now that we've been doing it for 3 years, it's something that I can't imagine not doing. It just becomes a new part of your normal.